Hello everybody and welcome back to a new video. If you're new to the channel, my name is Joe. I buy and resell old and vintage toys and collectibles. So today was a car boot sale day. I was setting up the car boot sale to kind of just clear some junk out of my house really. Whenever I pick up toys, I do occasionally get some leftover things that I don't need anymore, and so I'll just take them to car boot sale and sell them as cheap as I can, just so I can clear everything out really. Now, before I show off this bucket of toys here, I'm going to go through a few things I picked up at last week's car boot sale. So, last car boot sale I picked up, this was last week, picked up some Commando comics. These are modern reproductions of the original ones. They're still official, they still have like the 5793 as issue number 5793. So yeah, they're nearly up to 6,000 issues of Commando comics, guys. If you don't know about Commando comics, they are a British institution really from the 60s. It's really popular in the 70s and 80s. They kind of died down with like when people became a bit politically, what's the word? Things like German, in World War II, and Japanese weren't seen as the enemy anymore, and so they kind of like went out of fashion. But like, still very popular. People still love these. I think they're great. They are still original. It just, what happens is nowadays they just reproduce issues they've done like 25, 30 years ago. But still, these were like, I think they were free for £1, so that's always a good deal. Picked up this for £1. This is the England 2022 World Cup sticker book by Merlin. That one's falling out. Oh. But yeah, the World Cup sticker books are always cool. There's a few stickers missing. There's most of the England team there. But for £1 you can't go wrong with that, can you really? Same as this one here, England 2004 book. I wish my camera was a bit wider. Rooney going. I think this might be Rooney's first World Cup. Oh, not World Cup, is it? It's Euros, isn't it? Yeah, European Championships versus Euros. Near complete, I think. Some great stars in here. England there. Darius Fassel. Bloody hell. Whatever happened to him? Strangely, some of these are like signed. I don't know if they're supposed to be signed at all. Like, I might suggest it's just actually like, it's a proper signature in the pen they would have done at the time. So I don't know if it is actually a real signature or if it's made up for the sticker. But it's weird that the ink is different on every one. But if so, that'd be really cool. Most likely it's just going to be a like a fake signature done, like a printer signature, should we say. I don't usually pick up these two things, and I'm going to show you now, but you'll understand why. These are old Beano comics. Now, Beano comics, you pretty much can't get rid of them, guys. Extremely popular in the 70s and 80s and the early 90s. You just can't get rid of them. People just like, bundles of 20, they will ask like 50 quid or something. They're not worth it at all. You can literally not get rid of them unless they're mint. And even then, people don't want them. You can sell them in like runs of like a whole year. Maybe do a whole of 1986 or something, or the whole of 1991. You sometimes make money doing that way, but they don't make any much money at all on these. But I'm actually somebody who has quite a lot of these Beano issues actually scanned in, so I can read them like a digital comic. The Beano themselves have never really bothered in recent times to ever reproduce in their comic books. They obviously have a massive backlog of some of the great, backlog or catalogue, should I say, of some amazingly funny comics, and they just don't seem bothered at all with reproducing them. I think it'd be great if they did like a best of each year, like a best of 1970. best of 1971, best of 1983, that sort of thing. That would go down really well, collectors, but they just don't, not interested, which is sad, really. But the reason why I picked these up, right, this is from one of these issues from 1966 and 1969. Now, with the Beano and Dandy as well, Beano in particular, this is the better seller. Anything pre-1970 is generally worth picking up if it's cheap. These were £1 each. So, yeah, it's 22nd of October. If that's somebody's birthday, they might pay 10 quid. But I just like all Beano's. Beano's my favourite comic book when I was a kid. Love it if they did some kind of like back issue, reissue thing. I don't see how hard it could be for them to produce like like in Marvel or DC when they're doing an omnibus, where it's a big, thick trade collected edition of comic run. They could probably do it with the Beano. I mean, the Beano does have, you know, one issue at least a week, plus probably a Christmas issue and things like that. So, still, that was a bit of fun. And then on the subject of comic books, I got these. I think I paid £20 for them. So we have maybe 20. Maybe less, maybe it was 18. Captain America, issue 120. This is the American 15-cent one. I just read these issues in Epic collections. You can get like reproductions of all Marvel comics. Epic collections is the best one to read. This is, I think his name's, I want to say it's Coleman thing. But that was basically, these are pennies. Spider-Man. Any Amazing Spider-Man you find, pretty much pick them up really in comic book form, because if you look at like any 60s Spider-Man now is £25 to £35 each minimum. 70s is like £25 to £30 minimum. Even one stuff in the 80s are now like 15 to 20 quid. They do occasionally appear on eBay for £5 or £6 each, but they usually get people usually bid on them and they go up a bit. But yeah, they're still starting to go up in price. And so they're just, every now and then we're just collecting a few more issues. Spider-Man there, Peter Parker from the Spectacular Spider-Man. I think that's like 1979, 1980. Captain America and Falcon. If you collect Captain America comics, guys, anything with Captain America and the Falcon, or Captain America and Iron Man, for example, just buy them. They're always worth it. This was, a couple quid, maybe. Not even that. This run of comics is Stravinsky, really, really popular. It's actually where I started to reread, actually the first time I started reading comics and buying them up when they came out, as opposed to just buying all back issues. And this run is really, really good. Really, really good, actually. So I just had to say yes to that. Monster comics, Frankenstein, Dracula, I love those, the Werewolf Man. I just love that kind of like cover. It's so good. It's kind of Bronze Age Marvel horror stuff is always good. And here's another one, Captain America 119. Love this artwork. Late 60s, early 70s, I think. I think this is looking about, 1970, 1971. And then we got some late 80s, 90s Amazing Spider-Man. So that was pretty much it from the last comics. So there's a few other things I purchased, but that's no point really showing you. Some of the stuff I've actually listed and sold. So let me show you what I got at this car boot sale. So every now and then I will look for a sealed Lego. I basically got these two for £6. This is like a Disney Lego Creator unicorn. You make different characters, horses, seahorses, ducks. That, and then this set, the City Lego set of what looks like emergency mountain patrol type thing. And got his push bike falling over. That was £6 for the pair. I don't know how much these go for on eBay. The way I look at it is these are great things for Christmas, for presents for people maybe I know, but also they just resell really quickly at Christmas. Brand new Lego. I'll keep that back now for 6 months and I'll put it up and I will ask, I don't know what that, maybe £20 for that one there. And then this one here, if it's a creator one, it could be worth more in the future. You never know. These sets can go ridiculous amounts of money. But maybe another 20 there. So maybe £40 worth of stuff there from 6. So that's probably quite a good deal. There, and as I was walking around, I was trying not to buy stuff today. I was trying to sell old stuff. I found this guy for £2. Yeah, gold art from Power Rangers. I had this one before recently. I sold it. So I got it back, which is really cool. So I kind of regretted it because I kind of liked it. I do like the Power Ranger stuff. And then this one was like, I think he was 50p. No, it's 20 pence. Yeah, I think he was 20p. I couldn't say no for 20 pence. You rarely see things for 20 pence now at car boot sales, but it's not bad. It looks alright. I'll build up a little Power Ranger collection, and I'll probably probably sell it. So, I got this box, guys, and I basically paid £5 for it. Now, am I being stupid? I don't know if I am. It's filled up with Ben 10 action figures. Now, I'm no expert at all on Ben 10, but you've got some accessories. I think that's Ben there with his watch on it. Some Top Trumps card. What looks like some kind of ghoul bad guy. There's loads. I've heard that one before. This guy here. Another one. Another one. Some kind of Ben 10 game thing. I think this is all Ben 10. If there's anything here you see which guys you think that was worth money, please just quickly tell me. But generally speaking, what I do with this is, I know that Ben 10 is basically, and I can understand it, a lot of people say this, it's kind of the last great toy line. Because if you think about it, we had like Power Rangers in the mid-90s, we had Mighty Max, that sort of stuff. And then when you got to the end of the 90s, it started to slowly disappear. There were a few toy lines that were popular. Some girls' toy lines like Bratz were really popular, Monster High. Those dolls go for quite good money. But like in boys' toys, it kind of ends. There's Pokemon for a bit, and Star Wars comes in and out whenever there's a toy line. Wrestlers still do well, but then it just kind of ends. Funko Pops maybe, but that's not really a toy line in my opinion. It's a brand of plastic. So you've got no toy lines, and Ben 10 is kind of like the last thing that actually is, where it's just like a brand new thing that just came out and everybody kind of went mental for it for a couple of years. There's still quite good toy lines there, don't get me wrong. I think classic Doctor Who is really good. Even the modern era Doctor Who toys are very cool. They're very just like what the characters look like on the screen. Unfortunately, nobody's watching, sadly. So there's not really that many toy lines anymore. Mostly because everything is related to games. So like obviously Minecraft is quite popular right now. Fortnite was quite popular. It's all game-based things. I think with games is people move on with games much more quicker than they do with toys. I think people feel a bit nostalgic for toys rather than some game lines. I mean, there's some game lines which are always obviously going to be good, but like I think Ben 10 is the last one. So I got £5 that got a lot, guys. I think it might be a case of me just putting it up on eBay for 35 quid. It's asking the job lot price, bundle price. I don't care if it takes me 10 years to sell, if it takes me a week to sell. Some of you might like it and appreciate it. From £5 into say £35, that's not a bad little bit of profit there. Cool. Now, back to something I bought at the last car boot sale. I bought more comics. Same dealer there. He was a guy who's doing house clearances. Presumably somebody was were his comics. He did tell me last week that he picked out some of the best ones he liked and kept for himself. The rest he just sold up cheap. I think I paid about, altogether it's about 20 quid for this lot. So The Flash, 12 cents comic. I think this is from like late 60s. Poor condition, but still an early Flash. I'd rarely see Flash. That comic artist on the front, like imagery is amazing. Poor Flash, who's now a skeleton. Yeah, these are cheap, guys, like £1.80 or something overall. Captain America versus Captain Britain. I think Captain Britain's going to reappear in or appear in a future Marvel film, probably going to be played by Henry Henry Cavill. Skull the Slayer, issue number 2. Something to look out for, guys. You know if you collect comics, what you want to look out for is key issues where a character's first appearance, usually that's number 1, issue number 1, not always. Spider-Man, for example, he appears in like Amazing Fantasy 15, and then his second appearance is Amazing Spider-Man number 1. But still, number 1's first appearance of bad guys, key moments in those comic books. Number 2's in collecting usually get overlooked, but they're actually some of the most in-demand comics, and sometimes they're the most not easily accessible. If a comic book, basically does all right, then it kind of fails and nobody cares. And when people go back, issue number 1 is quite easy to find because everybody thinks it's going to be worth money, so they keep it. But issue number 2 is usually the one that's kind of thrown out. And in this case, it could also be one where a bad guy appears for the first time. Usually within comic books, when they get a new character and he's got his own, or she has their own book, they try to introduce new characters in the first couple of issues. So always look out for number 2s, number 3s, number 4s, because they will always usually contain new characters that have never been seen before and will be the first appearance, and that's what people look for. Not always worth money, but always in demand. I just like the cover of this one, The Thing, number 27. I don't think it's anything rare. It's got the black Spider-Man down here, which usually means to me that this is going to be mid-80s, maybe 86, that sort of thing. The Thing's cool. He's going to be appearing in his first feature film for like the 8th time, but the first ever MCU one coming out next month. So yeah, got to be worth something, I suppose. Again, I'm also looking for first appearance of people I've never seen before, like the Gator. Fight fans, this is it. They don't come any meaner than the Gator. So that guy there in green could be the first appearance of him as a character. Not saying it's worth mega money, not saying there's much of a demand, but it has a potential. Defenders number 5, I basically put this down and didn't bother picking it up, then I went back and got it. It's a bit like, I need to bend that back, I need to give it like a compress. A really fat, spine. It's not the best condition, but it's one of those books where, yes, again, it's number 5, so I don't think it's going to be anything special, but it's still very cool to get an early issue of a run of comics. Defenders is very popular, so I bought this because I just like the cover already. Submariner Tales to Astonish. I think this is like his 3rd run of comics, because Submariner is technically the first ever superhero. I think he came out before Superman in 1935. He appears in some kind of magazine or comic that was given out at movie theatres. I think it's Bill Everett is the artist who created him. He appears throughout the actual 1940s. Lots of Golden Age comics have the Submariner fighting Japanese Navy most of the time. Kind of died out like Captain America in the 50s and then was kind of brought back in the 60s. Had a bit of a run in the 60s and then stopped, I think, again, and then they must have redone him in the late 70s. Pretty cool. And it all advertises on the back, now playing at a theatre near you. Star Trek the Motion Picture. So that must mean 1979, 1980. Pick this one up because it's just a Fantastic Four. They're going to have a big film coming out soon. Also in this issue, the Uncanny X Factor. I know X Factor was like a spin-off of, I think, X-Men. So maybe it might be their first appearance. Maybe it's their first cameo in another book. There's always reasons you can use to sell these comics. On the back it's got some really cool Marvel board games, I think. Captain America, is this the chap that's in the new is he US agent, is that what his name is? I do collect Captain America. Captain America is one of my favourites. I got loads of Captain America books. I just need to put them all together in one big run, really. I like this because the artwork really. Beware, it's Assistant Editor's Month. Don't say we didn't warn you. Look at the look how bad Hulk looks there. They must have done that on purpose because they were the assistant editor that month. It says here, warning. Surgeons have generally determined that Assistant Editor's Month is dangerous to your health. Yeah, very cool. Big Popeye on the back. Some kind of video game for Atari. Yeah, just like the cover of it, like the look of it. Add it to the list. Master Kung Fu, number 73, 12 pence. It was a British cover. I think it's either extra big or it's got something else in it. I think it's 2 comics. Now I'm going to try and get these out without breaking it, but... Oh, cool. It's 2 issues of Master of Kung Fu. number 89 and number 73. And this one, it says, I swear to oppose you, denounce you, destroy you. Now, my father, you die. Shang-Chi versus Fu Manchu. Fu Manchu is basically a bit of a an old school stereotype of Asian people, unfortunately. And then we have this one here, which is really cool. Them fighting like Cyclops. Now, Master Kung Fu is weird because Marvel don't own the rights to it anymore. It was kind of like subletted out or something. And so these issues don't really get reprinted. There's so much dust on these little toys, guys. I'll be quick, so I've got loads to go. The Hulk 133, Frenzy in a Far Out Land. I just thought it looked really cool. It's like 70s, I think. Early 70s. To tell comics, guys, if they're like their ages, I usually look at the backs. These Norman Rockwell backs usually applies, it's kind of like pre-1975, 76. Spectacular Spider-Man, Flash Thompson sentenced to die in the grip of stone. Yeah, that's 90s, isn't it? Another cool Hulk, the Incredible Hulk. Like a beast at bay, Hulk must fight or die. That's number 132. I'd really love to know what was in this collection, because they also had lots of new mutants, and it ran like up to like, is it New Mutants 98, the first appearance of Deadpool? And if you had, is it 150 or 151, which is the first Wolverine? That would be incredible. Avengers 230, Yellow Jacket No More, just like the artwork on that one. Avengers in the Negative Zone. They always keep coming to these weird zones, and they there's some Dungeons and Dragons stuff on the back. Marvel 2-in-1, Thing and the Human Torch. Towering Infernos. The Man-Thing, number 11. Dance It to the Murder. I need to look up on Key Issues, the website, to see if these are actually got any kind of like key issues in them. I don't even remember grabbing this one. Captain America, there's all crossbones, is he? I think Captain America in the 80s and 90s starts to look a bit weird. Like he's drawn oddly. Do you have Man-Wolf? Like I said, guys, pick up Monster Comics. They're always really cool. 12 pence, 1978. This is probably not anything mega. But, yeah, always good. A DC comic this time, Unexpected. Extra, Johnny Pearl meets the woman who died forever. Weird skull in his hand as well. Yeah, also, guys, another thing you should look out for is when you buy comics is the lower the price of the comic, the older the comic's going to be. If you see any 10-center comic books from Marvel, DC, 10 cents means it's probably like pre-1973, 1974. Pick them up. And last, I bought this one, Rom, the Space Knight. I got to number 1. I picked him up recently at a comic convention. This was a toy that was released in Marvel in the United States, and he's like a robot. He did so badly as a toy that they actually sold him to or sold like the product, if you will, to General Mills or Palatoy, as you call it in the UK, and they released him as part of the Action Man line. So strangely, Action Man fights a robot at one point. These comic books were never really reproduced, especially the ones, I think some of them were, but the ones here with the X-Men, they just never, I don't think they were ever produced because of copyright reasons. But now Marvel seems to have got the X-Men, the rights to Rom back. They've released a toy of him last week, and they're releasing a epic collection containing some of his early, well, all of his issues in a row, basically. But X-Men is always really good. Here we go, look at that on the back of that. Civil War. Actually, it's not a Civil War, it's American War of Independence. The British versus the Americans. That's a really cool thing, isn't it? I saw a really cool book today, guys. American Civil War book. It's massive, but I think they wanted a lot of money for it. It's called An Illustrated History, and it tells you everything about all the campaigns, all in order. It's like this big. I didn't buy it. Picked up this, guys. I just don't know why I did it. I just thought it looked cute. pom-pom pets, Spears Games. It was £1. You basically get to crochet or whatever it is, make your own little pom-pom pets. I don't know why I picked it up, I just thought it looked really cute. I don't know, I'm sad. 2 more things to share, then we'll go for this big box of soldiers. I'll tell you why I bought it. Picked up this basically this poster. It's basically for the underground. Visit the zoo at London. It's like a reproduction, obviously. That was like a couple of quid. The way I think of it, guys, if you're picking up things for a couple of quid to try something out, it's always worth it, because if you lose, you're only going to lose £2. I paid £1 for that, so I'm going to try and see if I can sell it for like maybe 15. If not, I can't sell it. I'll just take it back to car boot sale and somebody else bought it for £1 and have it to their collection. The very first thing I actually did see today was this little Star Wars Porg. It's still boxed, still got his tag, and she wanted £5 for him. She did make an offer that you can have him for £4, but I was a bit like, I don't know. I know Porgs, people, Star Wars fans, but you hate them, but I just think they're quite kind of cute. I always like little cute penguin things. You can tell by the pom-pom pets and the penguin poster I purchased. But anyway, I was like, look, I'm going to pass it £4. I just can't be bothered to put the effort in. But as I walked back on the end, she was like, do you want it for free? I was like, yeah, £3, I'll take it. He's quite cute. I don't know what he does. I think he might be musical or something, or lights up or something. I don't know. But from Star Wars, like, you know, modern thing, brand new, still £3. Well, I'll take it. Let's play the fun game, guys. So I bought this big box of toy soldiers. I saw it, looked at it, and went, oh, that's quite cool. Then I noticed they had a few little bits like these are the Airfix ones. I think these are the Russians. I was like, oh, I had these as a kid. My dad basically went to a toy shop in Bristol, North Bristol, and they had boxes of them. As you remember, guys, in the boxes they came in, old school ones, and they were 50p each. And I think my dad spent like £5 and bought me like 10 lots. I had the Canadians, I had the Japanese, the Germans, the German paratroopers, the British commandos, Americans. So I went back the final time to look at it, and well, before I tell you that story, here is another pickup I picked up. I just forgot about him. This was £1. This is a Toy Biz Spider-Man from the early 90s. So for £1, I wasn't going to say no. I think his chest opens or something, or his head opens or something. It's like it does there, but don't know. I think it was £1. So yeah, let me carry on. I found that one also for 20p, but let me carry on. I asked the woman how much she wanted. She wanted £10 for a lot. I usually pass up on toy soldiers because they're usually like this quality, guys, where you can see it's kind of like cheaply made in mould. It's got loads of flash, which is excess plastic hanging off of it. Worth nothing. But as I started digging in here, I noticed something was in here, and I tried to see if I could find it. If I could find it, you don't understand why. I can't find it right now. There we go, there it is. That there is an Action Man boot. It's a tall brown boot. Brown boots, I find with Action Man, are quite easy to sell. People need them quite a lot because they're kind of a bit more limited edition. The black ones are quite easy to get hold of, but the tall brown boots are quite tricky. I actually need one of these brown boots for my collection. I've probably got loads of them somewhere, but I just can't find them. Picked up a uniform recently of a green beret, and I thought, oh, I need to get a brown boot. Well, there's one in here. So my first thought was I would have paid 3 or 4 quid for the brown boots if there's a pair in there anyway. So I thought, let's have a quick dig, and I was looking through, and then I found something else in here, which we'll find in a minute. So let me kind of like show you some of the pieces that I found in here. Lots of soldiers. Then we have like the British guy with his little gun. I love that one. I've got Japanese soldiers here. These are like Lone Star ones, a bit chunkier. Planes, looks like a Japanese plane. Then you got this cool Matchbox plane here, Leslie plane, with his decals still, and his glass, and his propellers, which I imagine are always snapped. Little truck. Trust me, guys, keep watching because you'll see what I found in it. This is weird. It's like a little Takara thing. I looked online. Somebody's selling one of these for £125. This one's broke, unfortunately, but I don't think it's worth that. But we can see what it sells for. More Jeeps. I think it's called a duck or ducky. It's like in like a aquatic car. Got a tank thing. You've seen it all before, guys. You know what toys are like. But as I was going through, more Germans, more British, more kind of like cheaper ones. I hope they're still in there. I found something in there which kind of didn't work. That's one of the first things I found. He's a bit melted, but I'm thinking, is that a mask? Because then I was like, okay, I need to keep looking a bit more. And I found this little bucket thing, this little pack. I'm thinking that's 18, right? So I've found one more thing in here, and I'm going to keep looking. Oh, God, a monkey. Because I don't actually know what's in here. Oh, there you go. There's an Action Man machine gun. That's probably worth £1. Then you have a weird Space Knight. He just looks really cool. I'm hoping to find little pieces of other toy lines in here. So stick with me and we'll have a quick look. Oh, this is always my favourite German one of the Airfix kits. The staff officer with his little Luger. Oh. A little rubber dinosaur. He's quite cool. 70s, he could be worth 100 quid, he could be worth 50 pence. Nobody knows. Lots of cool, there we go, here we go. Some more soldiers here. But look, that's the big A-team, I think. Or maybe Rambo, I think it's A-team. Got more soldiers. As you can tell, the whole box of them. It's like vintage Star Wars. So that will go with the that big Gherkin Imperial Rebel transport ship. I love the Australians with their machine guns and everything. Oh, so cool. The Japanese with their swords. Cool little tanks. I would absolutely love this as a kid. Flamethrower guy. I loved toys like soldiers when I was a kid. That's Crescent Toys made that one. Oh, there we go. Now that is Mask, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Mask. I know very little about Mask. I not a toy line I collect, but I think with his little helmet, he's going to be worth something. More soldiers. A little dog. If anybody knows what that's from, please tell me. I have absolutely no idea. Something which is broken. Kind of landing gear, maybe. More soldiers. Soldiers. Oh, bless. A little wooden made cannon. I love finding old made toys. Oh, look at these space things. They're so cool. I'm going to keep going, guys, because I did see something in here and I bought it. Oh, another figure. Is that Mask as well? Oh, there it is. This is the reason why I was tempted to keep buying. Princess Leia. Not worth money, guys. Pretty worth a couple of quid at the most. Needs a clean. But she's the Endor Leia from Return of the Jedi. She's pretty worth 2 quid, but still. Ooh, an old battery that needs to come out of her. Oh, yes, this. There's a poncho. Oh, cool. Oh, amazing. That's in quite nice Nick as well. Oh, that's really cool. I'll sort of right there on, but yeah, that is really cool. I rarely find vintage Star Wars toys, and when I do, they never have their capes. Is that Lego? Some kind of weird fin toy. More soldiers. Broken wheel. The cannon. Little tank. One of my favourite soldiers is the German lying down with his machine gun. You can get actually the guy who also goes next to him with the actual rounds. Soldiers, what's this from, guys? Does anybody know what that's from? What is that? It's definitely not toy soldiers, probably some kind of modern vintage toy line.
Oh, little metal metallic.
Anyway, so, oh, for those things where you basically put caps in, guys, and you basically slam them on the floor and it makes a loud crack. Ooh, we've got something there. What's that? Lego. That's very modern. I think this might be somebody's like kids' toy set. Oh, is that mask? I think that probably is. It probably goes with this guy here, I imagine. Yeah, it does look like it, doesn't it? Indians, soldiers. I'm hoping towards the bottom we're going to find. Oh, it's some kind of weapons of Star Wars figures. That'd be great, wouldn't it? We could find Leia's blaster or something.
I'll call it creepy crawly toy. That's not real. Some kind of wheels or something. Anybody knows? Put it in the chat. There you go, more Lego.
Is that where it goes with? A little boat. Some more soldiers. That's probably it, guys, I think.
No toy gun. Well, yeah, that's the Rice Krispies guys, I think. Snap, crack and pop. What is that from? Transformers, maybe? I get focus. Tiny Pinky Brain. Pinky Spitfire. Isn't that cool? I can make a great, mock piece. They're all outside, probably playable. I'm going to go put the key. What is that?
Made of rubber, kind of weird. More soldiers. Yes, yes, we have another. Is it? I hope this is mask. Very cool. This is what I mean. Pikachu Pokemon thing. And I don't know with much because I have a few in my collection. The barrel for something, maybe 18, maybe. A little long gun. You'd be surprised that could go for some kind of like toy, which is worth a lot of money. Probably not, though. Probably not. So, guys, that is it. There is no Star Wars guns at the bottom of that box. It was worth a risk because I know I can get my money back on these soldiers. I just need to clean some of them up, and I'll drop lots of Germans, drop lots of Japanese, sell the rest for say a couple of quid at a car boot sale, make my money back, and then I've got all this stuff here for free. So we got some really cool creepy crawlies. These mask figures are really cool with their helmets. This will kind of like make my money back quite easily. Leia, no, she's not worth much, but she's probably worth at least 10 quid now because she's got her poncho. If that's worth 120 quid, then I'm going on all day with it. But I think it's not. I think it might be worth parts, 20 quid maybe. But yeah, these soldiers are just so cool. Really well made back in the day when we actually used to make good toys for kids instead of these generically plastic rubbish things you have now. But yeah, I'm going to spend my afternoon bagging these up, cleaning these up, and then I'm going to potentially look at selling some of these stuff. So everybody, thank you very much for all your likes, all your comments, all your subscribes. I appreciate it a hell of a lot. There'll be more toy shows coming up soon. I'll be at the Sandown Toy Show this Saturday. I won't be selling as such, but I will be helping out my dad. And I probably will be trying to limit my buying, but we'll see how that goes. And I'll try and make a video as always. Stay safe, everybody. Most importantly, happy hunting.